For Victims and Villains, my name is Josh, and today we are talking about the latest film from Zach Cregger. Finally, this is Weapons. Could not tell from that enthusiastic intro. I am very excited to talk about this movie. This movie has been high on my anticipated list. I love Barbarian, but this movie tells the story of a group of 17 elementary school kids that get up in the middle of the night at 2:17 a.m., walk out and disappear into the night, and the film explores the fallout, the mystery, and the ultimate reveal of what happened. I'm just going to start by saying that this movie absolutely lives up to the anticipation level that I had for it, and Cregger 100% delivers another movie that is on par with Barbarian. This movie is nothing short of fantastic, and it's one of those movies where you have a string of events that are all connected, but you're telling them from different parts of view, and I really appreciate that. I think that's part of the reason that this movie works as well as it does, is because of that. And there are definitely parts within that element of the storytelling in Weapons that I very much appreciated. I felt like a lot of characters felt very much developed, and then you had other characters that just kind of felt like they were there and kind of felt a little bit shoehorned into it. And that was kind of my biggest gripe with this movie, is the unbalanced nature of how some of these characters felt developed and how some of them didn't, when it felt like they also got the same amount of screen time. Josh Brolin's character is probably the best example of this. He just kind of feels very one note. Like, there is depth here that you can see, but it is just kind of delivered in a very one-dimensional style way. And I think that attributes more to the writing of it than it does the actual performance that Brolin gives. But on the opposite side of that, Brolin is also kind of one of the few characters that actually serves as a linchpin that kind of makes this film open up as wide as it does. And so it's a really weird dynamic that Cregger presents with that character, feeling like one of the more underdeveloped and underappreciated roles within the larger scheme of this and its storytelling aspects. Austin Abrams is a character in this movie that I don't really want to spoil where he ends up, but he seems like the biggest mystery to me in terms of screen time. Like, why is he here? It's not to say that Abrams delivers a bad performance. No, every performance here is top tier. It's top of the line. But in terms of storytelling, it just seems like such a weird character to throw in the grand scheme of this larger mystery that every other character seems to be connected to but him. And so I think that there are some development issues that, had you not had the Abrams character in here, you definitely could have developed the Brolin character a little bit more. Benedict Wong could definitely benefit from a little bit more dimensionality. But overall, I think this is a very solid offering from Cregger. This movie is ambitious, it swings large, and it actually ends up being one of the most interesting genre pieces that we've gotten in 2025, and even dusts off a subgenre within horror that we don't very much get to see a whole lot nowadays. And it makes me very nostalgic to kind of get to experience this type of movie from a studio like New Line. So with that said, this is going to be a really short review. This movie is excellent in almost every way, and I'm ready to run that one through the Rorschach rating scale. I'm going to go ahead and give Weapons a 4.5 out of 5. I think some of the characters are underdeveloped and kind of strangely placed within the larger narrative here, and that's kind of my biggest problem. But overall, this is an ambitious movie from Zach Cregger. He swings big and absolutely hits a home run out of the park with his follow-up to Barbarian, completely ignoring the sophomore slump. All right, if you guys have seen Weapons, what did you guys think about it? Comment below and let me know. But let's talk about mental health, shall we? So normally this is the part of the video where we will talk about mental health. However, there is so much within this film dealing with spoilers of mental health, and there's a lot of mental health within this, primarily grieving parents and the loss of children that I'm not qualified to speak about as a man without kids. So I'm just going to throw this out there that if you or someone you know is struggling with suicide, addiction, self-harm, or depression, please click the links in our show notes below. We have a plethora of mental health resources that range from general resources and hotlines to more specific things ranging from bullies, veterans, LGBTQIA+, and much more. Weapons is now playing everywhere from New Line Cinema, so in the show notes below, you guys will also find a ticket link to check out where it's playing in your local area, as well as links to our social media, more movie reviews like this, links to our podcast network, how to support us financially, and that follow button. So until next time, remember to keep the lights on around 2:17 a.m. And until next time, remember to stay classy.